Hey, welcome to Rob Paints Models. Today I'm going to be showing you how I paint some dusty urban rubble bases type things. Yes. So here you can see these are from the Crimson Fist video that I posted before. And these bases are made by Bigmek's workshop. You can find them on YouTube. They have a YouTube channel. They also have an eBay store. And the link will be in the description down below. Now I've primed them black. And I'm going to be base coating them with Steel Legion Drab. A quick word of advice on these. My bases actually came with very rough rims, like some sand had gotten stuck in the mold or something. So I had to sand the rims down on this. Just a bit of a note there. So yeah, I'm using an airbrush to paint the Steel Legion Drab on here. I'm leaving a little bit of the black in the recesses, not worrying about full coverage too much. Now I'm going to do a bit of a highlight with some Karak stone. This is thinned down quite a lot so that I can leave quite a lot of the Steel Legion Drab showing through, and it gives a little bit of a mottled effect as well. So now I'm going to wash the entire thing with Agrax Earthshade. Now what I'm doing here, and you'll see it in a moment here, is I'm using a clean brush with some water on it. This is just clean water. And then I'm applying the Agrax Earthshade over that. Now the water will help dilute the Agrax Earthshade and cause it to run into the recesses much more easily. And I find this works better than diluting the wash on a palette and then applying it to the base. And sometimes when it dries it can leave a little bit of a chalky white residue, but that goes away once you put some varnish on it or a little bit of Lamian medium. Now I'm just going to dry brush all of the rocks with Karak stone. And another dry brush with Pallid Witch Flesh. Apologies here, my white balance was playing up on my camera. This is the same base. The white balance is fixed for the next shot. This is a relatively heavy dry brush that I've been doing with these, just to make sure that all of those little details stand out, because these bases are absolutely packed with tiny little details. Now I'm going to base the kind of slabs with Eshin Grey. The concrete, I guess they're not necessarily concrete slabs, they're tiles. But any kind of concrete or anything that looks still like it is structural and not just rubble or the inside of concrete or cement, I'm doing those with Eshin Grey. This is quite thinned down because I want it to again have a bit of a mottled appearance once it's all dry. And I'm going to go through and I'm going to edge highlight everything with Administratum Grey. I'm kind of doing this in a bit of a slapdash method. This is a fairly fat edge highlight. And I'm also going to use some thinned down Administratum Grey to kind of try and paint a little pattern on the top of the tiles there. Just in completely random directions, random little patterns. I'm using a little bit of Eshin Grey to kind of feather out the lines. This is just to make it look like it's a slate type stone. And I'm going to wash all of it with Nuln Oil. I'm not using the water then wash trick here, I'm just using it straight from the pot. And I'm letting it sit on the recesses because it will create a little bit more variation. So when it's dry it looks a bit like this. And then go back in with some Administratum Grey, just redo those edge highlights a little bit on the sharpest edges. And pick out any of the little cracks or design in the tiles that you want to pop out a bit more. And you can see I've now mounted the model onto the base. I just used pins, drilled into his feet and drilled into the base. And now I'm going to use some very thin, this is very thin, Karak stone in through my airbrush to apply a dusty effect. So I'm just going to spray this over his feet, and I want this to hit his feet and the base, which is why I pinned the model to the base before doing this. So that it looks like he's gotten dust from the rubble all over his legs. So again, you want this really thinned down, you want to use either quite a low pressure or work on your trigger control so you don't actually use too much paint when it's coming through here. Sort of a dead quick one. These bases are really quick to do and they're very cheap as well. And you can get them in 32mm and 25mm, and there's even bigger varieties available from their store. So I hope you enjoyed that video. Check out my Patreon, subscribe to the channel, click the bell, like the video, comment below, all that good stuff that YouTube likes, and I'll see you later. Bye!